It was a chilly autumn evening when I first noticed something strange in my apartment. The sun had just set, and the world outside was growing dark and silent. I was sitting by the window, sipping a cup of tea, when a soft, almost imperceptible crying sound caught my attention. At first, I thought it was just the wind playing tricks, but the sound grew clearer, like a faint sob coming from the wall next to my bed. Curiosity got the better of me, and I pressed my ear to the cold plaster. The crying was definitely real, fragile, and full of sorrow. I couldn't ignore it. For nights afterward, I listened, but the sound never came from anywhere else. Only that one spot in the wall. I started researching the building's history. To my shock, I found an old newspaper article about a child who disappeared decades ago in this very apartment complex. No trace was ever found. I couldn't sleep. The crying haunted my thoughts and seeped into my dreams. It felt like a desperate plea for help from someone trapped between worlds. One night, driven by a mix of fear and determination, I decided to confront whatever was behind that wall. I grabbed a flashlight and cautiously made my way to the basement, where the crying seemed the loudest. The air was cold and heavy. The silence was overwhelming. Suddenly, the crying began again, more urgent this time. I searched the walls, and finally my light caught a small crack in the concrete. It was almost invisible, but the sobbing came from inside it. I whispered, "Who are you? What do you want?" The crying stopped. Then, a faint voice answered, "Help me." My heart pounded as I realized this was no ordinary sound. Something was trapped, and it was reaching out to me. I spent the next few days searching for clues, uncovering old tenant records and talking to neighbors. Everyone remembered the missing child, but no one dared to speak about the strange noises in the basement. I felt the weight of the silence pressing down on me, but I refused to turn away. I knew I had to help. That night, I returned with a candle and some tools, hoping to find a way to free whatever was imprisoned in the wall. As I approached the crack, the crying began anew, this time accompanied by a chilling cold that wrapped around me like a shroud. I whispered words of comfort, promising that I would find a way to set it free. The candle flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. For a moment, the room felt alive with an unseen presence. Days passed. The crying grew weaker until it finally ceased altogether. The apartment felt lighter, as if a dark weight had been lifted. Sometimes, when the night is still and quiet, I think I can feel that presence watching over me, no longer sad, but peaceful. I never forgot that chilling night, or the voice behind the wall. It taught me that some stories don't end with silence. They live on in whispers, waiting for someone to listen. Thank you for listening.